Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to the English language class. Today we are going to start our unit 3 and I'm your teacher Fatima. Main objectives of this lesson are that we will go through the forms of verb, past, present and past. You will also get to know about the regular and irregular verbs, and we will start from the vocabulary words of unit 3 and then comprehension of the passage. So let's begin. There are basically three forms of verb, present, past and for the future, but we will be discussing only these two for this time. I have included forms of verb because we are having writing practices in our chapters in the workbook under the writing section. These are almost the last part of every unit. So I thought that it's very necessary for you people to get to know that when you are talking about the present tense, which helping verb you should use, and when you are talking about some past event, which word you should use. So if you are talking about some present time, for example, the lesson is going on right now, so we will use is. But once the lesson is over and your parents ask you, then you can say that I was listening to the lesson, I was learning from the lesson. So once the thing is done, it becomes a part of past. So once anything has been done and it's past, you will use the following words. In the same way, if your friend asks you that are you having some stationery, you can say that yes, I have. It will for the current situation. But once your friend asks that are you having colors, you can say that I had colors but I'm not having right now. So I had. Same is the case with do and did, dream, dreamed. If you are talking about the current, I was dreaming, or I dream about this thing daily. But once you suppose your friend asks you that have you ever saw any dream regarding fairs or parties, so you can say that I dreamed about it. Now let's move further to get to know more about these verbs. Now there are two types, the regular and irregular verbs. Now regular verbs are the verbs that are simply changed by adding ed in it. For example, if the verb is amaze, you add up ed, it will become the second form of verb, or you can say the past form of verb. In the same way, play, played. So these are regular verbs. You simply add up ed and the verb becomes the past form of it. But what about the irregular verbs? Irregular verbs do not use ed to form the past tense. We have to learn the past tense form of each verb. Now below is a list of common irregular verbs. I have shared the list. This is on page number 125 of your workbooks. The writing resources at the end of the book, as we talked about these resources earlier in English language lecture as well. So now as you can see that in the first column, beat remains beat, become will be written as became. If we will talk about in the past tense, we will write became. Now begin, began, bend, bent, and then in the same way do and did is here. Dream, dreamed, drink, drank, eat, ate. So you have to read and go through all of these three columns and you will get to know about the forms of verb in a better way. I want you to go through these verbs. This will help you out in writing further in future. So now next let's start our get ready part. Following are the vocabulary words given in the unit 3. packing, moving, meeting neighbors, shopping, ice skating, fishing, raking leaves, dancing, throwing snowballs, and sledging. Now, on the same page, there is a small activity. You have to write what are the indoor games, what are the outdoor games, and the activities that come under the category of both. For example, if we talk about here, fishing is exclusively an outdoor game, raking leaves outdoor, dancing can be indoor and outdoor, shopping can be indoor as well as outdoor, sometimes there are displays outdoor, meeting neighbors, I believe both indoor and outdoor. You welcome your guest at inside your home as well. So you have to write, you have to fill up these this Venn diagram. So on the next page there is an activity regarding sequence of events. We will go through the sentences and then we order them in the correct sequence, in the order of their occurrence. So let's read the paragraph. We moved to Brazil 1 month ago. Before that, we lived in Portugal. Yesterday, I went to my new school for the first time. So, first event they have written that we lived in Portugal. Then the second event we moved, dash, and third event I went to my new school for the first time. Half hints were already given. So, let's move forward. Then we have a reading paragraph, a small comprehension. What is let's discuss the main points and then we will go through the reading of each and every paragraph. So just make sure that you remember the correct sequence of the events. In this comprehension, letters to a friend, a girl named Sati is writing letters to her friend Nisha. Sorry about this. Sati moved to Minnesota from Mumbai. She shares about weather, beginning of the school, and about her father's job with her friend Nisha back in Mumbai. Second letter here in October. She shares about her feelings and the season, and she also shares a small incident that happened at school, and she didn't feel good about it. When we will be reading it, you'll get to know about the event. And on the next page, she writes the third letter in January, and she shares about weather getting cold and her activities with Emily, where Emily is her neighbor, and they go through different activities like sledding, ice skating, throwing snowballs, and she tells that it's getting so cold. She also shares that someone made a hole in the ice and was fishing. Next letter in April, she shares about joining dancing class and other activities, and also about making new friends. And finally, the last letter, she shares that she is planning to join summer camp. She shares the activities to do there, and she also expects her friend to meet her in Minnesota. So let's go through the reading part, and this will include the reading of your vocabulary words as well as the reading of the comprehension.
Ready. A. Listen and read the words. Listen again and say the words.
Packing, moving, meeting neighbors, shopping, ice skating, fishing, raking leaves, dancing, throwing snowballs, sledding.
Page 30. Read. Letters to a friend.
July 25th. Dear Nisha, moving is hard work. Mom and I are still unpacking boxes. She and I were packing them just 8 weeks ago. Your picture is on my desk. I miss you. Our new house is in a town called St. Cloud, Minnesota. It's very quiet compared to Mumbai. The weather in July is warm and sunny, and there are no rainy monsoons. Sunil and I can play together, but I don't have any friends here. Meeting neighbors isn't easy for me. School starts in September. Dad started his new job as a surgeon at the hospital here. He's happy working here. I'm not happy. I just feel lonely. Please write soon. Your best friend, Sati. October 15th. Dear Nisha, I really miss you. The weather is getting much colder. The leaves are falling from the trees. Sunil and I rake leaves every Saturday in our yard. It's hard work. I go to Maple Hill Elementary School. I'm the only student from India in my class. Today, a boy said that my lunch smelled funny. It was my mom's lentil curry, which is my favorite. I couldn't say anything because I was so angry. I don't like it here. I want to go back to Mumbai. Your best friend, Sati. January 12th. Dear Nisha, it snowed 30 centimeters last night. Today, Sunil and I threw snowballs and went sledding with Emily. Emily is my neighbor and my classmate. We went ice skating last week on a lake. Someone made a hole in the ice and was fishing. It was so cold. Tonight, Emily and I watched one of my favorite Bollywood movies. Mom made curry. Emily liked it. Your best friend, Sati. April 5th. Dear Nisha, happy birthday. I miss you so much. Guess what? I'm taking tap dance lessons with Emily. I'm happy to be dancing again. On Saturday, we went to Minneapolis. Emily came with us. Emily and I went shopping for clothes. We ate at a fun restaurant there. We had so much fun. Emily, Ashley, and Rachel are coming over on Sunday to work on our science project. I'm making some good friends. Your best friend, Sati. June 20th. Dear Nisha, school is over, but I'm getting ready to go to summer camp with Emily. We can go fishing, swimming, hiking, and canoeing there. I'm so excited. The weather is warm and sunny again. When can you visit me in Minnesota? There's so many fun things to do here. My new friends want to meet you too. Please come. Your best friend, Sati.
Pa-
So this was all from letters to a friend. Now this is the small exercise that we always do. Part A is about giving the correct sequence of every month according to the letters she wrote. Right, the sequence of events in July, October, January, April, and then June. Now in July, what was happening that they moved to Minnesota and they were unpacking the boxes. That is number 8. In October, she raked leaves, and she also brought curry to school. That is at number 1. So in the same way, you have to sequence the events that occurred in January, April and June. You can go through the reading again. Now the part B, answer the questions, share with the class. Now these 3 questions are supposed to be done in as an AFL. You have to write the answers of these questions and then send it to me. And finally the part C is words and context. Match a word with a picture. Monsoon, it's about rainy season. Then surgeon, surgeon is a doctor. Curry, and then classmate. And the last part, AFL, you have to do the get ready of unit 3, only the first page from your workbooks, as well as you have to write the answer of these 3 questions as an AFL. So this was all for today. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.